this technical talk was modern ways in welding education, and I want to show you this modern way. And first, I want to show you why we have developed this system. And the answer is absolutely easy. Is in weld pool for these first steps in the welding education required? And the answer was no. We don't need it. To train the movement, the handling of a torch, only of the torch, we don't need a weld pool. And so we can save a lot of money. We have to create goals and tasks of the application, what we want to do with this simulator. So, and very important for an education is the error checking. Yeah, everything you teach is error checking at first. When you learn to walk, your parents tell you, hey, slowly, there's an error. Be careful, there's a stone. Yeah, error checking. Correction and training of the participants, motoring processes outside the welding booth. This was one of the main goals of the system. Reduction of the starting time of the participants on the workpiece in the welding booth. Normally they need, I think, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 days to get this knowledge, to go the first steps in the education. Strike the arc, keep the arc length, and so on. And the third point was to reduce the costs, because we know the welding education is very expensive. Yeah, but we can't change it. We need the material, we need the current, we need the gas, we need the personnel, and we need the power sources. So to reduce the costs by reduction of the consumption, basic material, electric current, tungsten electrodes, shielding gas, filler materials, and personnel support. Guided tour to the topic of welding knowledge was the point 2 included in the welding training system to get some theoretical knowledge during the practical education. It is possible with such a system. It's not possible in the welding booth. Recording of the main handling parameters and saving here for evaluation just in time or later. So when the trainee is finished with his session on the system, the teacher can evaluate that what he's done and can tell him this was an error, and this is a problem, you have to train it again. Ways and means of attainment. So which processes we want to simulate? First there was 3, TIG, MAG and manual arc welding. But there is a technical problem. If you start the manual arc welding with stick electrodes, in the first time the stick electrode is 300 millimeters long. And we have a power current here round about 6 to 8 ampere. So we have a very, very small real arc. And this real arc is too small for stick electrode welding, because if you move the torch here a little bit, you have a big distance here in the end of the electrode, and nobody can hold the arc. That's why we have stopped this process and we have concentrated on the processes TIG and MAG, and that's what the industry wants. And it's important that we know what the industry wants. And because we have a real arc, we have to use a shielding gas to shelter the tungsten electrode. We want to use plates, not tubes, only plates. Why? So we are in the education of beginners. And the first steps in the traditional education starts on the plate. And later, maybe 4 or 6 weeks later, the participant is trying the tube. So we don't need it. We need the first steps. That's why we only need plates. And we don't use fillet welding, T-joints, only butt welding. It was a point, it was clear, and so we developed the system in this way. And we need a capture of parameters. Which parameters we want to capture? Torch inclination, torch angle, the welding speed, because it's very important, as we told you. Yeah? The arc length, also very important for a good quality of the weld, and the weld form, the way I go with the torch, with the arc. Yes. So these 4 parameters we want to capture. What is the difference to other systems? The system, what you can see here, is the only one in the world with a real arc. So I can tell you, you have the same equipment like in the welding booth on this trailer. We have the helmet, we have the torches, we have a power source, we have shielding gas, almost the same like in the welding booth. What we are missing is the melted metal, but we don't need it. So, and after 1 week, the participant can go to the welding booth with the real process, and everything what he has to know about handling the torch is already done. So then he can concentrate to the welding pool. So this is not a substitute for the welding booth, never. It's additional for the beginning of the welding training, yeah? But it's a good additional, I think. Okay. A real arc is used by the welding trainer, not a virtual arc. You know, the other systems are pure virtual welding, virtual reality systems. There is no VR model of the seam welding by the trainee. The function of the welding trainer is real, not virtual. We have a real arc, a real smell, real sound, the real weight of the torches, because we have real torches. So we call it the real feeling of welding without welding. And this was the target of our simulation. And it's done. Now, I think I have to tell you, we have one partner here in Malaysia for this welding training system. This is the company Cut On-Site Services. And these are the partners for this welding training education. If you have some question for these systems, you can ask Cut On-Site Services. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your attention.